Hello, it's Georgetta Gancars here, and I wanted to share with you today something that you can add to your paints to extend the paint. Not only to extend the paint, but to make the paint transparent. And it's for acrylics. They do have similar things in oils, but today I'm just going to focus on the acrylic medium. And what it is it's called a gloss gel. So sometimes it's called just acrylic gel medium or a gloss gel. And it looks like this. So the inside looks very white and it's very thick. And I have it on the edge of my palette knife here. And I'm going to show you, because I'm going to take a little bit of this gloss gel and I'm going to put it next to my green paint that I have right here at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tiny bit of the green and I'm going to add it into the gloss gel. And when I use the palette knife and smear it back and forth, you can see how thin and transparent that is. I'll show you a little closer on the palette knife. It's very thick. So this way you can do washes and keep the thickness of the paint. In other words, sometimes when we're doing washes, right, with acrylics, you might have a little bit of water in your brush, and this is like a very light wash, let's say. I'm going to really thin the paint out even more and add more water, right? And we have a lot of water going on, but it's very watery and it doesn't keep the thickness. It doesn't have the texture. So this way you can create wonderful, almost impasto pieces with your acrylics by using this gloss gel. You can also wait till it dries and you can do other layers of paint on top, and you can see the layers underneath because it's transparent. If you want to extend the paint, all you have to do is just add more paint to the gloss gel. And it doubles in the amount of size. So for a lot of students that are running out of paint, this is what I did here. I just keep adding more gloss gel and I end up having more paint on my canvas, right? And it's amazing because you don't have to buy any more paint. The secret is when you're using the gloss gel, if you use a tiny bit, like 10% paint and mostly gloss gel, 90% gloss gel, it will be very transparent. Okay, so that whatever color you choose, if it's red, it might look like a very light pink. If it's blue, it will be very, very, very light blue. Okay, so it's really going to make your color very light. If you add equal amounts, 50% of paint and 50% of gloss gel, then you'll just extend the paint and it will be thick and it will be semi-transparent. And it depends on, do you want more transparency and have it thicker? Or do you want just to extend the paint? So you have to decide. So again, the more gel that you add, gloss gel, to your paint, the more transparent your final product is going to be. So here, you know, I added a lot of green and it just doubled the amount of paint. But if I had, I'll show you again, like here's some gloss gel, a big goop of it. Right? And let's just say I add a tiny bit of green, not a lot, on the edge of my knife. I just have a little bit of green here, and I'm just going to mix it in. Do you see how transparent it becomes? And it still retains its thickness. So have fun painting transparency with impastos. You can do lots of layers on top. Just remember when you're getting the gloss gel, to get a gloss gel, don't get a matte. Because if your paints, your acrylic paints are shiny, right, you don't want to dull them down. Unless you want to dull down the sheen of your acrylic paints, which will make it not as much glossy, but more flatter, more like a satin kind of texture. And you might not want that because acrylics do dry a little bit flatter. Okay, see you till next time, and try that gloss gel, or as they call it also, acrylic gel medium.